Oh, hey everybody. I forgot to cue up the music. So I'm just going to sing real quick. It's the Magic Gathering Strat show. It's a show about a magic podcast. Hey, it's me again, Brennan, your lovable host. Along with me, as always, is my one co-host for the evening, Sam, the Vault Boy Hunter. Say hello, Sam.
Hello, everybody, and that was an awesome throwback opening, Brennan.
Thanks.
That's the first time you sung the opening in like
It's been months.
8 months or something.
Yeah.
So warm the cockles of my heart.
Aw. I'm
The
glad.
cockles of where the plaque is building up.
Right. From all the nachos.
Oh, the
and-
Big Macs. Oh,
Big
God,
Macs.
all the Big Macs.
Oh, dude. I ordered a Big Mac with double cheese and no meat. You know, to try to save a little bit of my arteries. And it was pretty good.
Why would you do that, Brennan?
Because
Why
that,
would you
that
do
meat's
that?
terrible for you.
It's not good for you. I like to get the McDoubles and then get them plain with the Mac sauce on them.
Oh, I hear you. That's a
That
good.
is a tasty treat.
That's a good combo right there. It's a value choice.
Do they in Texas do they have the 2 for $5
Yes.
special? I love that. Oh my god, if I had more money that would make me gigantic. Just gigantic.
Yeah. Like the 10 nuggets and a Big Mac for $5. That can't
Now
be
I'm
good.
hungry.
That can't be
Damn
good
it,
for us.
Brandon.
Hey, this is episode 63. New brews for you to use. Eternal
we're gonna-
Master style.
We're gonna interrupt Brennan real quick because he's not sharing his screen.
I'll never share my screen.
Share your screen every week.
I can't.
You can.
Well, we sit here and talk for like half an hour before, which is a good time to say, hey, share your screen.
No, we like to wait until the show starts. It's better.
Okay. Awesome. So anyway, what are we going to do? Well, heck, we're going to talk about Standard Pauper, our weeks in review, and a little Pauper review. We're going to go over some decks. This will kind of be during our weeks in review, but we're going to go over our decks and throw in a little Eternal Masters cards, especially those new ones that are now common. See what you guys think.
Just a little too. I think each of our decks has maybe one.
Yeah. And, well, I did something different. I did a deck and an update.
Yeah,
To another
that's right.
deck.
You updated a deck. Okay, yeah, that's going to be awesome. I haven't seen your deck, so
Ah, yes. I think it's pretty cool. Alright, well, let's discuss SPDC 33-07. This past June 5th, 10 players, 10 reported, hosted by the lovely and talented Dr. Chris Baker. Top 4 playoff. Number 1, womp womp. GB Control by a free AK. But let's look at what's this in number 2? Mono Red, Hidden in the Rushes. And then rounding out the top 4, you have a Madness deck, which is Rakdos Madness. And the last one, played by the good doctor, is Sultai Grind. Let's take a look at Hidden in the Rushes. Whoa, this is a throwback. Look at this card.
which card? Oh yeah,
Borderland Marauder.
that's just good, clean fun. People forget that that's standard legal.
Sure is. You know
all
what's
the
funny?
time.
If you look, I'm sorry I cut you off, but I was just
No.
noticing this. If you look at the matchups, this deck almost won it all. Look at that. Beat went 2-0, 2-0, 2-0 against a free AK, 2-0 against Dr. Baker, and then 1-2. So it came down to the last game.
I bet if we were watching that last game, he lost because he got screwed in the third game, like mana screwed or something.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's a good deck.
Yeah, no kidding. I'll say we got 4 Borderland Marauder, 4 Insolent Neonate. That card is good.
It is super good. It's super good and limited, so I can imagine.
It's showing up in Legacy, yo.
Yeah, because it enables something, Dredge or something, really, really well.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that would be amazing in Dredge, actually. Because you discard it.
Oh, discard? Oh my, for nothing. You pay 1, you discard, and you draw a freaking card. You can dredge immediately.
Yeah, you can dredge on your first turn, and since you're discarding a Stinky or a Grave Troll, you're dredging a whole bunch, like, super quick.
Oh my god.
That's pretty saucy. And, let's face it, he's a good-looking man.
Look at that. Look at that sexy SOB right there.
That is some pretty decent art, too, so...
It really is.
Like Mr. Mr. Alexander with the unpronounceable first name.
It's too small on my screen. I can't see it. I think it starts with a D.
I can kind of see it, but...
Anyway. Also, 4 Mage Ring Bully. 4 Sanguinary Mage. Prowess. It's a 1/3 Prowess. 2 Blood Mad Vampire. That's the other madness card. The 4/1 for 1 in a red madness. Otherwise, it's 2 in a red. And when it deals damage, it gets +1/+1 counter. Then you have the Ember Eye Wolf. I think we said that this one might be pretty good. I can't remember what we said about this during the review. It's a hasty 1/2 with fire breathing. But the fire breathing is +2/+0, not just +1/+0.
I mean, he's running it over, like, Rolling Thunder. So it must be like the game is stalled out finisher sort of card. It doesn't have any evasion, but he's running. Okay, forget it. We should keep going because he's got tricks.
Okay, here we go. Fiery Temper, Madness, 3 damage, instant. Rush of Adrenaline, there you go. That's a good one. 1 red, target creature gets +2/+1 and trample. Infectious Bloodlust, 1 in a red, +1 or +2/+1, has to attack each turn. If it dies, go find another Bloodlust. Ah yes, Tormenting Voice. Everybody loves that. Uncaged Fury. There's another trick. Instant, it gains +1/+1 and double strike. Oh man, brute strength. Good gosh almighty. That's a lot of tricks.
Oh, so brute strength is Rush of Adrenaline 5 and 6.
Yeah.
It's 1 more mana, but it basically does pretty close to the same thing.
Yep, gains trample. And it gains +3/+1.
Have you got to pay 3 Tormenting Voice, discarding a Fiery Temper yet?
No.
Oh, it's so saucy. It feels so good.
Oh,
like
God,
3 damage, 2 cards. I mean, it feels like you're living the high life.
You have arrived.
Yeah, it's like life makes sense when that happens. It's perfection.
Awesome. Sideboard is Titan Strength, Dragon Fodder, Magmatic Chasm, which is ground creatures can't block, Boiling Earth, which does 1 damage to each creature your opponent controls, Awaken 4 for 6 in a red.
6 mana, wow. 7 mana.
7 mana.
God.
Yeah, it's huge. And then another Infectious Bloodlust.
Running 21 lands, realistically, Boiling Earth may as well not have any of that text below that first line.
Yeah, it does 1 damage, yeah. But yeah, that's pretty hot.
No, it looks super streamlined. I mean, obviously, variants got them in the top 2, but I mean, it kind of takes all the best parts of Madness, all the best parts of Aggro, and all the best parts of Prowess, crams them together, and a deck that it just looks super tight. So this would be a fun deck to play, I think.
Oh, I agree. It's also monocolored.
Which Brennan loves.
I certainly do. Let's take a look at MPDC. 33-7. Only 9 players. Yikes. 3-round Swiss top 4 payoff. Hosted by Mr. Gwynedd.
The lovely and beautiful Gwynedd.
Ooh la la. Alright, top 4. Number 1 is White Green Flyers by Anamaratoas. And then there's Golgari, and then Red Eye, played by Gwynedd. Let's look at, is that the same? Order Lemon Rod. Oh yeah, that's
it's pretty damn close, yeah.
Has Free Runner and Zada's Commando.
Yeah, he's got the little grindy ally package in there in case things stall out.
Right.
So that's pretty cool.
Interesting.
The deck that won is actually pretty cool.
Yeah, check this out. White green. So you have Selesnya Flyers. But what does that mean? McKindy Aeronaut. Ally 1/3 flyer for 2. Territorial Rock, a 1/3 flyer for 2. I see a theme here. Thraben Inspector, that's just investigate value. Topin Freeblade, decent bear. Saddleback Lagak. It's a 3/1 support of 2. You can put 2+1/+1 counters on some things. Or actually, on 2 things, you can put 1 each. Servant of the Scale, it enters with a 1/1 counter on it, and it dies. Oh, what's that mechanic called?
Modular.
It has modular.
Yep.
And then Dauntless Cathar. When it dies, you can exile it and put a Flying Spirit token. So 3/2. Shoulder to Shoulder, support 2, draw a card. Angelic Gift, flying, draw a card. Pacifism, Rabid Bite. It's the green Follow the Hammer. True Faith Sensor, that is an equipment. Cost 2, equip for 2. Equipped creature gets +1/+1, has vigilance. If it's a human, it gets another +1/+0. Angelic Purge, that's some solid removal. And then in the sideboard, Aerial Volley, Netcaster Spider, 2 more Rabid Bite, 2 Felidar Cub for get rid of some enchantments, 2 more Angelic Purge, 2 Celestial Flare, which is a solid card, and 1 Natural State.
Seems weird.
That is a weird one of.
That seems like that could be another cub or something.
Yeah, I would. That's exactly what I was thinking. I was like, I would just give myself another cub.
Yeah, I mean, the big target that you're going to hit a lot of the time is pacifism.
Right.
And I mean, why not another Angelic Purge and just sack the creature that's pacified? They could still Rabbit Bite. The fluffy ears and the cotton tail.
Comments. Proxy the Power.
He did good.
Cool.
I mean, he only lost to Gwynedd.
Oh yeah, look at that.
With the super aggro deck, so I mean he ate 3 green black decks with this.
Sure did. Wow.
Just went over them. I mean, those 1/3 flyers come down, and then Shoulder to Shoulder comes down the next turn.
You got 2 4 flyers.
Yeah, you have 2 2/4 flyers, and then if you curve out well enough, the Lagak comes down, and he Lagaks it up, and then there are 3 5 flyers, and then your opponent's pretty much just dead. And I'm impressed with the sensor because for a lot of the creatures in the deck, it gives them +2/+1 and vigilance.
Oh, that's right.
So,
dang.
The Cathar, the Servants, the Freeblade, and the Inspectors.
That's pretty amazing.
Yeah, so a 3/3 Inspector is... It's good. It's not bad. So...
Awesome.
Yep.
All right. Well, there's your taste of Standard Pauper for today.
I hope it went down smooth.
Smooth. Like a double mellowed bourbon.
Now I'm thirsty for bourbon.
Oh God, tell me about it. All right, Sam, what news is in your neighborhood?
So, we did the IQ on Saturday.
Yeah, how'd that go?
28 players, not quite as solid as we wanted, but I don't think we really had the time to advertise it, or we didn't reach enough people. But a player from Kansas City won. Top 4 was 2 players from Kansas City, which is like 20-30 minutes away from my city. Yeah. And 2 local guys came in 2nd and 4th. It was pretty much top 4 was like 2 Infect decks, a red-green Scape Shift deck, and I want to say Affinity was the other one. Or was it Ad Nauseam? No, Ad Nauseam was in the top 8. That deck's gross. So that was pretty fun. I ended up working 13 hours that day.
Yeah.
Open to close. And then, let's see, Friday night at midnight, we are doing a Modern Masters draft. I mean, if we get a lot of people, and who knows, at midnight, we'll probably do multiple flights. $40, 3 packs, draft. We don't do any stupid rarity draft because that's communism and we can't support that.
When I first heard that, I was outraged.
It doesn't make any sense. Why would you let the winners cherry pick the... Like, you're taking the value away from people that lost.
Right.
It doesn't make any sense to me. Why do stores do that? So, and that's why we don't do it. But one of our competitors does it, and it just makes me sick. It just, like, oh, I lost, but at least I get to keep my Nahiri or my Jace or my Avacyn. No, you don't. We're going to put all the rares in a pool, and then everybody's going to pick until they're out. So that's just stupid to me. But other than that, last Wednesday we started doing pods on draft night because we do $6 drafts. And that's a good deal in Magic. It's a little expensive for draft beer though. And we fired 4 pods, so 28 players. That was a night of me running around until everybody was drafting. And then after that, everything kind of smoothed out, so that was nice.
Well, that's cool.
Like, I got to work, and 8 players were already there. But half of them were like, we want to fire in the next pod because we all want to draft together. So pods ended up firing before pod 1 by like 10 minutes because I was running around trying to get pod 1 filled. And pod 3 showed up, and then pod 4 showed up like so quick. So tomorrow night's going to be fast-paced. But the scene's good. I like the players. Modern's super competitive. And I really enjoy that because it's one of my favorite formats. Yeah, no, I think we have a good, at least the players that I get to meet that come into the store, I think we have a good base. So.
Nice.
Yep.
That's always good.
And everybody's nice to the ladies that show up. Helpful without being condescending.
Excellent.
Nobody walks up to them and goes, well, you're a girl, so you might not understand. No, they're just Magic players talking to other Magic players, and that's perfect. That's exactly
as it should be.
Yep, exactly what we should all strive to do. So.
Alrighty. So you have a deck.
A brew. Yes. So as soon as I saw Nibble Mongoose, I was like, I read my son Ricky Tikki Tavi quite often.
Yeah.
So I thought, I mean, it's a good card. It's what, legacy playable or something along those lines,
Right.
and kind of a similar deck build. So I thought, make a 3-color deck. Don't ignore the rule of no 3-color aggro. This is kind of more tilted towards mid-range with how it's set up. And control elements, of course, because it is a blue-based deck. So just to run through it, Nimble Mongoose, the card in question. It's the 1/1 for green, and if you have Threshold, it gets +2/+2. It has Shroud, so it's very hard to deal with. Classically in Pauper, creatures with Shroud like Blastoderm are really good. This doesn't go away. It only gets better as you play cards. And in Pauper, you're playing cards. As seen by Turbo Angler, that being a deck. You also have Delver, because it's a blue deck. You're going to play Delver a lot of the time. So that's your early game. Then you have your mid game, which is Werebear and Putrid Leech. Werebear feeds into the Mongoose package, becoming a 4/4 at Threshold. Plus it ramps you a little bit, which is a nice little added bonus. And then Putrid Leech is one of the cards when it dropped rarity, because I think it was originally an uncommon. No, it wasn't, was it? I can't remember.
What, Putrid Leech?
Yeah.
No, it's a common.
Okay. It just lets these type of decks function because it's a threat. It's a threat that can be pumped. It's a threat that's hard to remove because it's black. It dodges all the no black removal.
Right.
You pump it with a minimal investment, so it dodges damage-based removal a lot of the time. I mean, it's just a really good card. And then you have your late game for when Mongoose might not be effective anymore. You feed some cards to the Angler, pop it into play, and then you have a threat that must be dealt with. To fuel the Threshold part of the plan, you have the classic 8 cards of 4 mental notes for Thought Scours. You have 3 Seek the Wilds. I'm running those over the Wayfinders simply because I want to make sure I have a pretty high spell count for the Delvers.
Yeah, makes sense.
3 Chainer's Edicts because, let's face it, that's 6 removal spells.
Oh, yes.
2 Snaps just for a little bit of tempo. 2 Prohibits because it's a 3-color deck, and you want to be able to do early counters. I prefer it over Mana Leak because it is more useful in a late game situation.
Right.
And then 3 counter spells. Double blue. I did tilt the mana base towards making sure you have a lot of blue. The first line over there, really, if you just look at Haunted Fingraph down, that's the mana base. I don't know why Brennon decided to put 3 counter spells in my mana base. If you could tap a counter spell for mana,
oh my god, could you imagine how broken that would be?
That would be the most powerful play in Magic, right?
Right.
Counter spell, and I add a blue mana. So, but it's really, it's definitely tilted towards blue. It's got a decent amount of basic lands that you can play early game. It's got the game lands, a couple Haunted Fingraphs because I think they're just a little better than Mortuary Mire, and 3 Evolving Wilds to fetch the basics. So it's pretty much straightforward. The sideboard, if Delver's running rampant, you know, you can do Tragic Slips, that type of thing. Affinity, you can do Naturalize effects. If Tron's a problem, you can run like Spreading Seas or something equivocal. So, I mean, it's a lot of flexibility. Blue, green, and black all have good answers to a lot of the format. And so, but that's just my idea. Of course, Mongoose it's like $1.50 or something like that right now. but it will drop when Eternal Masters hits. So the deck is pretty cheap. I think Edicts are probably the highest cost card in there now.
Like $6.
Yeah, something like that. Because, you know, they're super good, and they didn't get reprinted because Wizards is a bunch of dummies.
Yeah, I don't know why. Yeah, that and Oubliette super needed reprints.
Oubliette, like, I mean, you understand. I understand they didn't do it because Black doesn't get those effects really anymore. And they did try to stick to the color pie, right? In the set, kind of.
Because that's what Eternal gameplay is all about.
It's doing the broken things that colors don't get to do.
Yes.
And I mean, they said that it was for cubes too. And for them not to reprint Oubliette, it's dumb. So, but I mean, overall, you know, it's not too bad. Like, I do like the drops quite a bit. I think there's only one that's really important, unfortunately, but that's just how Pauper works.
There you go. Nope, I like it. It seems very, very legacy-y.
That was the plan. Because let's face it, after Legacy, the most powerful format is Pauper.
Hell yeah, it is.
So,
forget Vintage.
Every time somebody laughs at me for playing Pauper and I'm at the shop, I'm like, you understand that old commons are more powerful than new rares, right?
New rares, exactly.
So, like, that's just how the game is now. So, like, I'll see your Avacyn and I'll raise you a counterspell.
Right. Or a Chainer's Edict.
Yeah, you just cry.
It doesn't matter.
Mama. So.
Yep, that's true.
And I love how Pauper is a mix of new creatures and old spells.
Right.
A lot of the creatures that see play are modern creatures, but when you look at the spell list, it's like a whole bunch of
old, yeah.
Yeah,
7th edition and before.
It's a good format. I like it a bunch.
I agree. All right. Now, what about me? Any news? Not much. I got that Lion's Eye Diamond in the mail. I was pretty pleased with that. And once I have the what's it called? Once I have the Chrome boxes, I'll do a live deck tech and you know, put that video up, show off the Goblin Charbelcher deck.
We had one in shop for like 2 hours.
What, the diamond?
Yeah, no, the we still have a couple Mox Diamonds. We had a or Lion's Eye now. We had a Mox Opal.
Oh, I need Chrome Mox.
Yeah, Chrome Mox. We had a Chrome Mox. We traded it before I got there, but as soon as I got behind the counter, one of the guys that's trying to build Affinity bought it. So like the Affinity, super hard to keep cards around for. It's pretty cool.
Really?
Oh yeah. I mean, people like decks that they can just, you know, jam out games with.
That's true. That's pretty cool. All right. Oh, I'm trying to think of anything else Magic related. I went to the Dallas Comic-Con this weekend. Almost zero Magic was being sold. This one guy had like 6 long boxes of commons.
Oh.
Yeah, I went through. Well, they were mostly commons. I went through them to see if there's anything because he just had them out there, 10 for $1, and I'm like, how can you go wrong? 10 for $1, 10 cents each. I found an old, what's the thing called? Anarchy Charm from Legends. What is it? Let me find it. Is it Anarchy?
Anarchy is destroy all white permanents.
No, what is that? It's the charm. It's a red charm from Legends. Single red. Has a red A as the picture. Well, now I gotta find it. Sorry, folks.
Are those the words?
Let's see. Red. CMC 1. Set. Expansion. Legends. Not legions.
Was it Backdraft?
Nope. Here, I'll show you.
Bloodlust.
Nope.
Chain Lightning.
Nope, not Chain Lightning. Glyph of Destruction.
Oh, the glyph cycle. Okay.
Glyphs.
Yeah, there's a glyph in every color, and they're all poopy.
They are. It says target blocking wall you control gets +10/+0 until end of turn. We prevent all damage that would be dealt to it this turn. Destroy it at the end step. And the reason I picked that up is because I remember when this set came out, I got one, and I remember using it on my wall of roots, and I destroyed a Colossus of Sardia, and I felt happy.
Old magic.
I was about to say, did anybody understand the words that just came out of my mouth?
It looks like it's the best of the glyph cycle.
I remember it being.
I mean black gives Death Touch.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Let's see.
And it doesn't spray the wall.
Okay, let's see. Glyph of Destruction, 10 cents. Let's look it up and see if I made profit. Yes, it sells for 13 cents. 30% profit, yo. Anyway. I thought that was cool. I'm trying to think of what else did I get. I got a couple of Thalids, because I'm going to put together a Thalon EDH deck. So I picked up some Thalids.
Tokens?
What's that?
Thalid tokens?
No, like, Feral Thalid and
okay.
Sporoloth Ancient. A couple of those.
Yeah, so things that poop out Thalids.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
So, not much, but got to see Jay and Silent Bob. They did their little routine. It was super funny. Also met King Joffrey. Isn't that crazy? He was there.
He was in Texas?
Hell yeah.
Did you beat him?
No, he's actually a really cool dude.
Whatever. Dad from Pepper. He's not that cool. Sorry, spoiler.
Yeah. No, he was awesome. I got Stan Lee's autograph. He was actually a pretty cool dude. This girl broke down when she got up to him. I didn't really see what all happened, but she clearly couldn't handle the situation, and he actually got down from behind a very well guarded area. Because when you're wealthy and famous, people try to do crazy stuff. But anyway, he got down and hugged her and was trying to give her words of encouragement and stuff. Just being a good dude. Because she was clearly having a hard time handling meeting him.
Hey.
Yeah?
I need to use the bathroom real quick. I'll be right back.
Alright, I'm going to pause the thing.
Okay. It'll be a couple minutes.
Alright, so potty break over.
Yay! I feel better.
Good. Needs to be fresh for the show. Okay, now let's talk about the decks. I am going to talk about... Okay, this one is actually not mine. I'm cheating. This is JPH Snakes. If you guys know Jack, he is a constant brewer on our various events. Very smart dude.
Yeah,
I love his decks.
if you don't know him, look him up because he has one of those beautiful minds when it comes to Pauper.
Oh yeah, he would look at one of our. We have an old show where he came on to talk about his deck, and it's a great show because he can see things like I was. This revolves around Avarax, and if you don't remember what Avarax was, you wouldn't be at fault.
No.
Because Avarax is new to Pauper. Here, I'll bring it up. Avarax. 3 red. Ooh, that's expensive. It's a 3/3 with haste. When Avarax enters the battlefield, you may search your library for a card named Avarax. Reveal it. Put it into your hand. If you do, shuffle your library. It also has fire breathing for 1 and a red. Interesting, but I kind of poo-pooed it. I was like, yeah, that's not going to be any good. But that's because I'm not as good at brewing as Jack is. So, how did he handle this? Well, he said, if you're going to do it, go all the way. You have Avarax. You get all 4 because why wouldn't you get all 4? It's a constant threat, meaning as soon as it hits the battlefield, go get another one. Now, how do you protect it? Well, first you have Blightning, 4 of. Then 4 of Chainer's Edict. Then 4 of Firebolt. Look what's going on here. You already got 2 flashback spells. And then 4 of the newly commoned White Knight's Whisper. I almost said White's Nisper. I'm going to say that again, I'm sure. And then follow that up with only 2 more Read the Bones, so you have lots of card draw there. For instance, you have 4 Lightning Bolts, 4 Stagger Shocks, holy crap, and 4 Terminates. Man, this deck is going to make sure things stay dead. Then what do you have? You have your 4 Avarax, 4 Gurmag Angler, because you're going to have a lot of stuff in the graveyard. For land, Bloodfell Caves, 1 Bojuka Bog, 2 Evolving Wilds, 1 Mortuary Mire, 7 Mountains, 2 Radiant Fountain, 2 Carnarium, and 5 Swamps. This deck has a plan.
I really like it.
Yeah.
But I will say, out of all the cards, Lightning has always felt like a trap card.
Yeah.
In the format, because it just, like, that effect for 3 mana just seems like it's not worth playing.
Maybe. Would you rather have, like, Duress and forego the... or Mind Rot? Or, well, I guess Mind Rot's 3 mana, too.
I don't know if you honestly need this card. That's my angle on it. It's the only discard spell. Blinding historically has only been good when you can cascade it off of a Bloodbraid.
Right, okay, I see what you mean.
But I don't know what effect you would put in its place.
Yeah.
Maybe 4 more creatures? I don't know. I mean, other than that, like, Stagger Shock, while not seeing a lot of play recently, like, was a card that saw play. Terminate is super effective. Lightning Bolt's amazing, of course.
Right.
Edicts, Firebolts, Night's Whisper, great card. Read the Bones. So, I mean, it's built around a lot of really good cards. That's the only one that I think is questionable.
Right. And I'm sure, and again, this is untested, but this was his idea. And
oh, yeah.
This is one of those things that he saw. He's like, no, it's great. Are you sure? He's like, damn right, I'm sure. Actually, he didn't say damn right. That was me improvising. Anyway, I just wanted to throw that out there. Again, this is for everybody to kind of look and see what you can glean from these. You know, we just present them. You do what you want to with them. But also, these new cards don't just help create new decks, I wanted to show you, here's Aristocrats. This is the deck that won it all from the Pauper Gauntlet. But with these new commons, there's one change that I would make right now, because it all has to do with how many lands. This thing only has 19 lands. So what's in question is Read the Bones. 3 mana, draw a card. Now it does let you scry 2, then draw 2 and lose 2 life. But you have to have 3 mana to do it. And often what you're looking for is more mana or one of your enablers. So what I did is just replace it straight away with Night's Whisper. You're going to cast it sooner, you're still going to draw 2 cards. Now it doesn't let you do the scry, but the times where you have 2 mana available to do this are far more than you have 3 mana to do Read the Bones. What do you think?
No, I think it's great. Did you add the Innocent Bloods too?
No, they were in there already.
Oh wow! So it ran Innocent Bloods over Edicts. That's cool.
Yeah, because you're sacrificing stuff so often.
And I mean,
sacrificing more doesn't matter.
It's pretty much alone in the 2 spot for the most part too.
Yeah, you have so many things that are just
one casting cost.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it's the splashable Read the Bone, Sign in Blood.
Right.
And sure, the scry is nice, but that extra mana, I mean, 1 or 3 is so much larger than 2, especially in such a mana short deck. So
yeah, 19 lands. That 1 mana is huge.
Gigantic.
Yeah.
So again, streamlined. I mean, streamlining wins games. So.
Yep. This means I'm going to buy at least 4 and put them in that deck. Yo.
Yo.
Alright. Well, Dan's not here. He's taking a sabbatical, dealing with murder, mayhem.
Murder most foul.
Yep, unsolved murders. So anyway, well, but what does that do? That brings us to the end. That's right. It's over, Sam.
It's over for tonight.
No, this is it. There's no more magic. It's all gone.
That's not true.
Oh. Well, never mind. Don't listen to me.
I'm gonna smell the freshly cracked packs tomorrow night, all night, and the not so freshly bathed Magic players. Nah, they're pretty okay.
Well, that's good. All right, MagicGatheringStrat.com, YouTube/MagicGatheringStrat, Patreon.com/MagicGatheringStrat. The Patreon has really fallen, and if we don't do something, there's going to be a lot less content, but you don't want that. No, you want all the content. Anyway, follow me at follow the channel at MagicGatheringStrat, follow me at Cerulean Says Hi. Sam is at SPO7677. Dan is at Dan Horning. And also Facebook.com/MagicGatheringStrat. Please like and subscribe and tell all your friends. So, for this week, I am Brennon.
I'm Sam.
And this has been the Magic Gathering Strat Show.